Hurricane. 48 Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. Arizona will kick off to get things underway. Oh, he's going to take a chance. Stopped at the 17, and he's probably...
Sometimes news they come with games though, so it just all depends. So y'all moving in the first. That's what's up, man.
That's the plan for right now. Cause I mean, there's some other shit come up. Cause soon as this department got one in Bradford, another one that we're looking at, they want to come, you know, sending their stuff.
At the 7, guessing that return. Down here for the offense. He wants to throw. That's caught. It's Johnson. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down. And the Hurricanes moving quickly to the line. Looking to pass on second down. Finds his back in the middle. And a good job in coverage there as they stop it after just a few. Just need a few inches on this opening drive to pick up a first down. A little pre-snap eye candy for the defense. Quick pass on the fly motion. There to make the stop, but they use the back in the passing game and pick up the first down.
You think about when you hit those guys on the move, man, he's already flying so fast, and I got to adjust my angle as a DB and make sure I keep outside contained, and it's just it's a really easy play to run to get positive yards, especially in a situation like that where you're looking for the first down. You run that play, you get it. Nice, easy breezy.
They keep attacking through the air. Makes the catch. It's Johnson. He's there to make the stop, but the damage has been done as they pick up the first down on the throw and catch.
You know, it's a nice throw by the QB there. When you're throwing to running backs, you got to make it easy. So you want to put it right on their body, make the catch simple, and let them go to work like they did just there, getting that first.
Still on his feet at the 45. And he gets out of there and gets some yardage and gets down without taking any punishment. And the Canes have it with a 1st and 10.
Hey, listen, it's important at that position to be able to be good off schedule. Everything's easy when it's on time. You can get the ball out. But when things break down and they get off schedule, you've got to have a guy back there that can make the right decisions. He did exactly that.
Nice run there. Picks up a few, and they'll force him out of bounds.
Nice job by the QB, sitting back in the pocket. You can tell he wants to throw the football, go through his progressions. Nothing home, take off and slide. I love the slide at the end. Don't take a big shot.
on the ground. It's Fletcher. At the 20, he's got space. Ripping through the defense. Huge game before he goes out of bounds, and now they've got it first and goal. They'll try to get it in with the run. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Miami! They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point is good, and it's 7-0. They go 83 yards on the drive, and it was capped off with the 8-yard run. About to kick it away after scoring a touchdown. From inside his own 15, let's see how far he can get. Maybe if he could have eluded just one or two more guys, it would have been a big return, but they'll mark it at the 30. First down for this offense. From the shotgun, the handoff to the back. Finds his way for 3 after the 33.
And these RPOs always put the defense in a bind. But listen, you give up the run, they get a short little gain, no harm, no foul.
Wants to throw. It's Fafita. And he was hit just as he was releasing the pass, and it falls to the ground incomplete.
It doesn't take this defense a lot of time to get to the quarterback, man. They've got speed all over the place. They hit him so quickly, and because of that, the ball falls incomplete.
Trying to move the sticks on third down through the air. That's caught. It's McMillan. And they stop him just short of the stick. It'll bring up a decision on fourth down. Down a touchdown right out of the chute. They'll try to keep their first drive alive by converting on fourth down from their own territory. Fighting off the defender. He's not going to get there. Stopped short on fourth down.
Man, first half being that aggressive on your side of the field, that's a different world. Like, you live in the analytics world, and I know people say go for it more often. I don't see the point going for it on that one early in the game in that situation.
They'll run it out of the shotgun. Just what this offense was looking for. Sets him up at the 26 for the first down. And the Canes headed quickly to the line. Looking to move it through the air. Catch in the middle. It's Johnson. Makes a catch and knocked down. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Runs through the tackle. They'll make the stop behind the line of scrimmage, and that'll bring us to the end of the first quarter.
Miami 7, Arizona 0.
I was about to do it too.
Now facing a third down as they line up after the break. Looking to throw, it's Ward. A shot toward the end zone, and he's got it! Touchdown, Canes!
And that's what I love about empty sets and formations on offense, is that when you spread the defense out, you create bigger lanes to throw into. You saw it right there.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point makes it 14-0. Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they cap things off with a scoring toss from 27 yards out. Oh, he's going to go for the return. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Arizona has it back, the offense coming out to bear down. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put put a good drive together. This is a 7-point game, so Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
They drag him down, but not before he's moved the chains, and the screen pass is effective. The offense lines up at the 40. They've got a first down. He's got it on the right. They stop him almost immediately. Short gain there, and still a little ground to cover to pick up the first. Second down here, and maybe they've got time to get one more snap off before the 2-minute warning. Quarterback, quick pass to the receiver. And the defense stops him just short of the first down. Maybe needed a few more chain links to move the sticks. Ball spotted right at midfield as they try to convert third and short. He wants to throw it again. He's going for it all. And he reels it in inside the 30. They've got it just outside the red zone. They'll move the chains. It's at the 21. The Wildcats come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Wants to throw on first down. Here comes the rush, and they've got him wrapped up at the 28. Quick tempo, no huddle offense. Second down, clock's running. Dropping back, it's Fafita. Pressure coming. And the defense gets loose, bringing the heat, and down he goes again.
When it's a play-action pass, that quarterback, he really has to sell the fake. He can't tell his offensive lineman's getting beat right away while he's selling the fake. He has no shot.
On third and long, a check down would be the last resort. He's taking the shot, and he makes the catch at the 10. They get him down, but this offense is set up first and goal from the 9.
Good pass protection isn't just offensive line, right? Running backs also have to be able to pick up the blitz. That running back did an outstanding job. That allowed his quarterback to just buy a little bit more time before making that throw.
They'll go to the air. Fires to the end zone. Oh, what a grab by the defense. And the offense makes the tackle in frustration after the interception. Drive comes up empty, and it's a turnover.
That is one the quarterback is going to want to have back. It's touchdowns or it's checkdowns once you get down to the red zone. You can't get too aggressive and greedy trying to fit the football into small windows, and as a result, QB throws a pick.
Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. They've got time, they've got the lead, and David, it's sort of like a doctor. First, do no harm.
Do no harm, but also momentum is hard to create and sometimes hard to stop. You have it, so Jesse, don't do anything stupid to create some momentum for the other side.
I think a lot of this comes down to your quarterback and whether or not he's making good decisions in this game. If yes, be aggressive. If not, let's just take the lead into halftime and get ready for the second half.
They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. And a good, solid pickup before the defense cuts him down. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. You've got a third and manageable, backed up in your own end, but convert here and you get some momentum. Back to throw, it's Ward. He's looking deep. And that ball is hauled in inside the 35. And they are pushing the ball down the field. A big pickup on that one, and the tackle is finally made. Well, you talk about getting out of jail free. They changed that field position in a heartbeat. Fires deep toward the end zone. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete.
Nice job by the defense there, taking all throws away from the quarterback. He had nowhere to put that football in the field to play, so that ball obviously had to go out of bounds.
2nd and 10 after the previous play. He's looking to throw. And he just overshot his man and threw it out of bounds, incomplete.
And on that incompletion, I think the quarterback was being just a bit too careful, trying to throw that ball too far outside, obviously aware that the defenders are coming from the inside. You don't want to put it behind the intended target and risk the pick six, but he needs to be more accurate.
They're bringing heat. Pressure is on the way, and the pressure has arrived, and down he goes at the 30. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. They'll send out the kicker here. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half.
Timeout, Miami.
And on fourth down, they'll try to put 3 on the board. He's going to have to get into this one a little bit from 47 yards away. And he missed it. No good. Missed the field goal, missed the chance to make it a 3-possession game, but still a 14-point lead, guys. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. They'll start this drive with a pass. And they got him. They'll get him down for the sack. They'll use a timeout right before halftime. Maybe time for 1 or 2 more plays. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. Back to pass, it's Fafita. They're trying to get to it. How about this defense making a statement to end the half with a sack? Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. Just enough time for one final play in this half. He wants to throw, showing the arm strength down the left side. It's incomplete, and they tried to finish this quarter with a bang and couldn't quite connect. They want to get the ball back right now, lining up for an onside kick to start the second half. And he was able to get back on top of it. Arizona sending the offense onto the field. Maybe adjustments or attitude adjustments. They've got to find a way to run the ball at least some here in the second half.
I do think you said something that's...
And he can't escape, and down he goes. Arizona in a hurry.
Man, it's been a long day for this offense. If you can't protect your quarterback, it's hard to be successful. That's the 5th sack they have given up. The offensive coordinator has no answers, and this defense has been flying.
They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. Third down, and this offense is already in a world of trouble. They can really use a conversion, not to mention multiple scores. Slings it. It's caught. And he's knocked down immediately, but not before he moves the chains.
And how nice is it, David, on third down to have a viable option running routes out of your backfield? That's why this running back is so valuable to this offense.
Yeah, and what matchup do I want to play? I want to play matchups where I have the advantage. I got a speed matchup of a linebacker versus a running back. Nice route, looking like he's going outside, cuts it in. Nice timing and rhythm with the quarterback. Nice third down conversion.
Gets out of bounds after the big game, but they've got it first and goal.
I love that play call, and I love the timing of the pre-snap motion. Because the quarterback was able to get it to the receiver right behind the offensive line, because of the timing, he was...
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Wildcats! Great example of how a second half can really change everything for a team.
No doubt. First half looked bad. It looked like it was bleak. It looked like it was ugly. But now you're starting to get it turned around. More drives like this is what's needed.
And after the extra point, they've cut the lead in half, down 14-7. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive. Fielded in the end zone, it's Johnson. Rolling the dice to bring it out of the end zone did not work out as he stopped at the 13. And here comes that Miami offense back onto the field. We talk about settling for points, but sometimes when you have to settle for nothing, David, it can be demoralizing.
Yeah, and it can definitely be frustrating. And I think it leads you to say maybe I go for it more. But, Jesse, I think this offense just needs to put another drive together and just finish stronger.
Yeah, and be a little bit less predictable, too, especially as they get closer and closer down in the end zone.
Scanning the field, it's Ward. Using his feet to buy time. Now he'll let one fly down the left side. And they wanted it all on that incomplete pass. Instead, they're looking at third down. From the gun, wants to pass. And they're not on the same page there. This guy's seriously not going to go for it this close to his own end zone. I mean, he does have a punter, doesn't he? On fourth down, looking to pass. Finds him out of the backfield. Really needed a play like that to get out of their own end. They move the chains. They mark it at the 29. Motion, trying to get the defense to show its hand. Quick pass on the jet motion. He's got a yard out to the 30-yard line. Here comes the offense on second down. He's looking to throw. Makes the grab. It's Fletcher. Gets it to the 42-yard line, and that's a first down. The Hurricanes come to the line in the hurry-up.
Nice job by the running back, catching the football and understanding where the first down marker was. I got to go get that first down. He did a nice job on it.
Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver.
Get the quarterback off his spot. Make him flush from the pocket. Put a good hit on him. Check, check, check. You want to do everything you can to make the QB uncomfortable. The defense did all three of those on this play and finished it off with a nice lick, nice physical play on the quarterback.
Makes the grab and he's dragged down.
My old coach said you'll never go broke taking a profit. Take what's there, take the positive yards, and never complain.
Just shy of midfield at the 47. The defense needs a third down stop. To the air, it's Ward. Just too much juice on that one as he airmails his receiver out of bounds. And they'll get off one more play before the end of the quarter. On fourth down, going to the air. Makes the catch past the sticks. He steps out of bounds, but he's got enough for a first down.
That's the end of the third quarter. Miami 14, Arizona 7.
The Canes come to the line with a new set of downs. They want that clock to run. A strong tackle and wrap up from the junior.
Well, this offense thinks that they have enough left in the tank here to run the football and run all the time off the clock. They got the lead late. Didn't get the first down on that last one, but it's not going to surprise anybody if they turn around and hand it off again here.
Nice move there. He makes the stop at the 33, but 10 yards on that play and a first down.
It's so important this offense is able to get this guy the ball in space, especially on the perimeter of the field. And I love that last play call because he's able to get outside and use his speed. To me, that's where this guy is his most dangerous. Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside. And David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of a spot.
We have arrived at the 2-minute warning, a one-possession game as this offense tries to hold on. This defense just can't get off the field. The offense unstoppable. Looking to pass. It's Ward. They're setting up the screen. They finally get him stopped, but what a good job by that front wall to set up the screen and create some lanes for their running back. Now from inside the red zone. Throws to the wideout. He caught it into the end zone. Touchdown, Hurricane.
And, late in the games, offenses sometimes get conservative when they got the lead and they got the ball. I love this offense. They were aggressive. They got another score added to the lead. Now you're trying to salt this game away.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point is through, and they have a 2-touchdown lead, up 14 in the fourth. After scoring that touchdown, they'll try to get it right back with an onside kick. Looks as if the hands team will be able to recover the ball.
Well, here in the fourth quarter, they were obviously expecting onside kick. They got their hands team on the field. They're able to jump on the ball and make sure they get possession.
Arizona has it back, the offense coming out to bear down. After standing on the sideline and watching that long touchdown drive, they really need to put something together to give their defense a rest.
And that's a real thing, man. Like, you played a lot of plays, you get worn out, you need a chance to go decompress on the sideline, get some oxygen. Palmer now is on this offense.
Yeah, this is the definition of complementary football because it's a two-pronged problem. You've got to score points and answer, but you've also got to take...
Fires toward the end zone. Had it in his hands for the score and let it fall to the turf. It'll be third down. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. To the air. It's Fafita trying to get to it. And the defense picks up a sack, getting the quarterback down at the 44. Down by multiple possessions. They can't come up empty on this drive in the fourth quarter. They'll go for it on fourth down. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. He fires to the left side. And he makes the catch inside the 20. How about that one? Fourth and forever, and he just turned one loose and fired it for the first down.
Man, does that sting defensively. You get him in the perfect situation. You know they're going to pass the football. You play the ball deep, and you give up a deep pass. That is a back-breaking play.
And the Wildcats have it in scoring position on first and goal. He'll set up to throw. Looking for the score. This is caught for the late touchdown, so let's not put this one to bed just yet.
Number 2.
If we had any chance to make this happen, we had to score with a little bit of time on the clock. Now we need a miracle. Now we need to kick the onside, get an onside kick, and somehow, some way, make a big play.
And it's up and good as they draw just a touch closer. So that scoring drive took only 6 plays. And it was finished off with a 2-yard touchdown toss. They've got enough time to get another score, but they have to get the ball back on this onside kick. They'd hope to get that thing bouncing around, but the hands team is able to corral it.
Yeah, and this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time when you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
Here comes the Hurricane offense looking to gather a little more strength. Under a minute to play, they can just take a knee, and he can't find anyone open, and down he goes. A sack here late in the fourth. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. And the Hurricanes inside the final minute trying to protect the lead and the ball. Motion by the back forces the defense to adjust. Back to pass, it's Ward. Feeling some heat. And the pressure will get there. The sack. Down he goes in the waiting moments. That could be a costly play.
Man, there are defensive players out there that can just take games over, and that's what's happening with this guy right now. He is not cooperating with the offensive game plan. a sack on 2 consecutive plays, and now on 3rd down, you know he's pinning his ears back again.
On 3rd and long, he'll need to loosen up that arm. Just too much mustard on that one. Can't miss the target that badly.
And that is a frustrating possession for this offense. You wanted to run the football, maybe take some time. You did the opposite. Got in a bad situation, threw the football, stopped the clock. Not how you manage a game late in the 4th quarter.
4th down, and the punt team sends it the other way. On the return, it's Patterson. Was looking for more running room, but found nothing but more tacklers. He's down at the 24. Arizona sending the offense onto the field. Okay, 1 possession game. You've got some time to work with, but you have to make up some ground quickly, David.
Got to be smart. Can't throw in front of the sticks. Can't get tackled.
And he can't get it off. Taken down. What a huge play this late in the game. Offense will use a timeout with 28 ticks remaining. No time to waste here. They've got to get set and pick up chunk yardage. On 2nd down, just keeps firing. Takes a hit as he fires. That pass is incomplete, and they're probably fortunate that it wasn't knocked free for a fumble.
Well, I know it hasn't been a tremendous day statistically for this quarterback, but his decision-making has been good enough to win this game. Hasn't thrown a lot of TDs so far, but when things aren't open, he throws it away like on that play right there. He's not putting his team in a bad spot, and that's why they still have a shot to walk out of here with a W.
He's taking a deep shot late in the game. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down.
And it's now or never. It's do or die for this offense. 4th down, late in the game, trailing. They absolutely have to connect and move the chains right here. This thing's over.
Down a possession here in the 4th, and they'll need to convert on this 4th down. He'll go up top, maybe a deciding play here. He wants a big play here late. Incomplete on 4th down, and man, did they need to keep that drive alive.
Nice job by this defense in a clutch moment. You knew they were going to throw the football. 4th down, great coverage, break on the football, force the incompletion, and more importantly, you get the ball back to your offense with a chance to just run this clock and get out of here with a win.
And I don't think they got it snapped before the play clock ran out. That is a completely avoidable penalty. The quarterback just went into brain lock and lost track of the play clock. A 1st down for the offense. From the gun, they'll try to impose their running game. Really nice stop there from this senior leader. They'll get the timeout with 5 seconds remaining to play. Now on 2nd down. Dropping back, it's Ward. Looking for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Going for broke on 2nd down, but 3rd down's coming up. Oh, that was a pretty rough showing there by this team. Just couldn't find a way to get things going and come up. Welcome to Provo, Utah, Lavelle Edwards Stadium at altitude. Altitude that's been piloted by the likes of Young, McMahon, and Detmer, and home to the BYU Cougars. Today, a top 25 matchup on hand, two of college football's premier teams preparing to square off. As we'll see, the number 15 team in the country, the Alabama Crimson Tide, taking on the 13th ranked team in the land, the BYU Cougars. 48 Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. I guess they're not interested in kicking it away. They're lining up for an onside kick. Few anxious moments there, but the hands team true to its name as they make the grab and get the ball.
And these coaches talked about being aggressive, and they were. First quarter, you're going with the onside already. I would say it's a little bit careless, a little bit reckless. Onside kicks are not high percent.
Oh, he's going to go up top. Oh, right through his hands. They came out attacking, wanted to impose their will, and they missed a big chance on that one. And the incompletion brings up a second down for this offense. The give to the back. Crosses the 30, he's got away. Just what this offense was looking for. Sets him up at the 26 with the first down. Receivers telling the quarterback what they see. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Avoids pressure. And the defense is there. He got away for a second, but not for long as they knock him down for a loss. So now on second and long, you start to think just don't fall out of field goal range. Movement from the linebackers trying to mess with the offensive line's assignments. Moving, keeping the eyes downfield. That's reeled in, it's screen. And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge play.
This guy just is so comfortable running routes, and he has such a good feel for those soft spots on defense there. They're playing zone coverage, so he's able to find that pocket.
And the pass is intercepted. Bringing it back. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. Inside the 10. And he has taken it all the way back. Touchdown, Alabama! They want to land as big a blow as possible. You get a pick six, and now they'll try to make it 8-0 with the 2-point try. Into the end zone for the 2, and they push that lead out to 8.
How about that, guys? That's basically a 15-point swing. Defense gets a pick six, and then your offense gets the 2-point conversion. Wow.
He'll start the return inside his 5. He gets a block. Oh, what vision. Wide open, and it's a foot race. He will score. Touchdown, BYU. Boy, nothing electrifies a stadium quite like a return for a touchdown.
It's always so exciting because you don't see them very often. You got to go so many yards, 80, 90 yards at a time. What a great job by the returners, showing the speed, providing the electricity. There's a reason they're all jacked up, and it's because of that awesome kickoff return.
Fielded in the end zone. It's Henderson. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. The offense lining up for a first down play. Handoff from the gun. Across the 25, he's got room. Makes the stop at the 29-yard line, but not before he gets 15 on that play. They'll start this one from the 29 on first down. To the ground, he's got it again. At the 40, there he goes. And a really nice run and pick up there before the defense avoided disaster and stopped the really big play. They are dialed in on this drive, a couple of chunk plays, and now they'll snap it on first down. Movement on the offensive line. That's going to be a false start, and they'll walk it back. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. on first down. Here comes this offense. Running back searching for a hole.
Well, it's plays like that that'll help this offense stay in rhythm all game long. If you can have that kind of success on first down running the football, it just opens up your entire playbook moving forward.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Alabama 8, BYU 7.
Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. They'll try the run. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop.
I think they called that knowing they weren't going to hit a home run. So why would you call it that? Well, you call it so third down becomes an easier down. It's not third and long where I have to pass the football. Now all options on the table.
They've got it inside the 40 at the 39 as they pick up the first down. These two guys, just on the same wavelength, they make clutch connections all the time.
And that's practice, man. That's all summer. That's all spring. Just so many hundreds and thousands of balls where you know exactly when that guy's going to break. You know he's a stud. You're going to feed him, especially on these third down situations.
Alabama with a 1st and 10 here. They'll leave it with him. And he delivers the angry stiff arm, but is greeted by an angrier defense. After the productive first down play, it's 2nd and 6. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back.
And another nice gain by the offense. All right, defense. We got to change something up here. They're putting a big drive together, play after play, having a lot of success. How do we break the rhythm? How do we give them something that can create a tackle for a loss or a sack or something to get momentum back on my side?
Powers forward. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Here's a timeout on the field. Tight game here late in the first half.
And you got to get locked in the red zone. A lot of defense coordinators will tell you, we'll give up yards, but we got to understand what we're trying to get accomplished. Great job down here near the goal line. This defense bowing their neck up.
And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown Tide.
And that is exactly what you want from your offense. Man, late in the half, you want to execute and then punch it in physically on the ground. Take the lead going into the half. Take all the momentum. Nice execution on the drive by that offense.
And here's a fumble way behind the line. Oh, looks like the offense was able to recover it. So they got the touchdown now, going to put it in the hands of their defense to finish off this half. And he hauls it in, and everybody's on the edge of their seats.
Returner brings it out to the 16. And your BYU Cougars will take over.
The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. This late in the half, you're behind. You'd love to create something before the break to build momentum, Jesse.
But you've also had some miscues on offense, a big part of why you're losing the game right now. I'd take it into halftime, make my adjustments, and come out ready in the second half.
Yeah, I'm going to take it in halftime too, but I'm trying to put some points up right here. Be aggressive, set the tone, be like, hey, listen, this is what you're going to get in the second half, so find something really quickly you can go to.
And chunk plays are the name of the game, and they get one here before the defense finally makes the stop. Here they come, 1st and 10 from the 48. Coming after it. Blasted as he lets it go. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance. That incompletion leads to 2nd down and 10. To throw, it's Retzlaff. He hurls one deep down the left side. And it slips through his fingers, incomplete. That would have been a huge gain if he could have squeezed it. They line up with some serious work to do if they want to convert this one. On 3rd down, going up top. Complete downfield. And they were looking for a chunk play, and they got it. The explosive picks up more than 30. A timeout is called as this offense tries to find a way to get more points on the board before the half. That chunk play has them in business, set up with a first down in the red zone. Quarterback now on the run, still looking. He goes out of bounds after a solid gain on the play.
And that's a pretty good job by this defense. Man, it's so hard to limit these quarterbacks, and they're spreading you out all over the field. When they take off, it's hard to limit the damage. Nice job limiting the damage. And I tell you what, make it physical. Finish those plays and try to tackle that guy and make him think about running the football in the future.
Goes out of bounds, but they'll be set up with a first and goal.
Well, we knew coming into this game, this offense was going to try and get this receiver involved and get him involved early. So here they are just finding an easy completion. It's not a touchdown, but they just want to get this guy lathered up and get him into a run.
He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line. BYU will try to boot it deep to start the second half. Coming out with it, it's Henderson. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. The Tide offense rolls onto the field. They open this third quarter on top, and they built the lead on the strength of that running game.
And they made a huge statement, too, just proving to the other team that they're more physical, they're winning in the trenches. So here in the second half, David, just keep demoralizing this defense by pounding the football.
Yeah, and I'm not going to let that happen. I riled up my guys at halftime. We're going to put more people in the box, and we got to come out and meet the physical challenge of this offense.
Defense there to stop him after a 2-yard gain to the 31.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground. Take away that run game. Make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
At the 45 on his way. And the defense finally makes the stop after the sweet run and good gain. Alabama comes to the line with first and 10. From the gun, running back gets to give. Bulls his way forward. They'll finally drag him down, but not before he gets it to the 40, and it's a first down.
Well, they get another big run for a first down, and if you're on offense, you love the way your offensive line is blocking early in this game. They're getting tremendous movement, and they're making life pretty easy for these running.
Can anyone catch him? Touchdown, Crimson Tide. And once he found some daylight, it was time to make a house call.
Huge play. It's so nice to have guys that can create these explosive plays like this. You hand it to him, he can do the rest. Look at the speed. Look at the elusiveness. Get into the end zone. Nice run.
Looking for an open area to his left. He's into the end zone for the 2 and extends the lead. A very efficient 5-play scoring drive. And they finished it off with a 40-yard touchdown run. On the move from inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. BYU has it back. The Cougars ready to get into that playbook. Off the play fake on first down to throw. He'll take a deep shot here. Fires the pass, intercepted. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
Well, I think it's pretty safe to say this guy's going to be getting a helmet sticker. That now his second interception of the game. He has just been lights out here today.
To the ground with the back. Able to scrounge 3 yards out of that one somehow. It's second and 7.
It's just so nice to know you can start off on first down with positive plays. Positive yards, hand the football off, set up a good second down.
They go right back to it. Defense makes the tackle, and that will probably be the final play of the third quarter. Trying to pick up a first down. Back to throw, it's Milrow. Pocket. Oh, fourth down, trying to keep the drive alive with the run. They ripped off a big one, and they get it down to the 27. That conversion sets a tone, but that's also really part of their MO. They're going to go for it on fourth and short.
Yeah, it's a body blow, and it's demoralizing. It's a good point, Reese. When you go for it like that and you go get it, you're essentially telling the opponent, look, you can't stop us. Next time we get in a similar situation, we're going to do the exact same thing, and there ain't nothing you can do about it.
Defense makes a stop, but the chains move, and it's first and goal from the 8.
Yeah, it's make or break time for this defense. Now, they got to get a stop, and if that's bringing more bodies in, bringing more beef in, they're running the football right up the gut, right at you. They're not going to throw the football in this situation. Time to be more physical and get this big stop.
Turning to the running game on first and goal. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
That's a great individual play, and I love cornerbacks that don't just take pride in covering guys. I like guys that like to put their face in the sand and affect the running game. This dude is physical, and he impacts the defense because of it.
And those guys are really hard to find. A lot of corners, they're smaller. They don't want any part of the physical.
Touchdown, Bama! And the punishment has been extended. Now a two-point conversion attempt coming up. Looking to throw. He's got it. Two-point try is good as they build on this lead. That drive covered 57 yards for the touchdown. And it was capped off with the 8-yard run.
Number 14 set to kick this one away.
Looking for those open spaces and opportunities. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The BYU offense headed back out to go on the attack. The deficit is large, hope is fainting, but they'll try to finish strong.
They made a lot of mistakes in this game, and that's why it looks like they're going to take the L. Lots of things to improve on, lots of things to coach upon, and at this point, I think if you're a head coach, David, you're just trying to see which of your guys aren't quitting late.
Yeah, which is a real thing, by the way. Who's going to compete to the final whistle? What do we talk about all the time? Coaches are always preaching to these guys. Don't worry about the scoreboard. Just compete as hard as you can. So, good opportunity to try to finish this game with something positive.
And this center down gets started from the 33, first and 10. Looking to throw, it's Retzlaff. A deep throw as the clock winds down. A sensational grab down the field there as they try to at least put a positive spin on the end of this game. Here comes the two-point try. He's looking to throw. He's got it. Two-point conversion is good. Just a couple of possessions down, so there is some hope. They're definitely up against it. Time running out. Down 2 possessions. They'll try the onside kick. That's why they call them the hands team. They're able to secure the onside kick. Here comes that Alabama offense. Final minute. This game's on ice. They can take a knee and run out the clock.
This offense has to feel great with how they're able to go out, execute, and perform big plays all game long. I think it's sending a statement to the future defenses down the road on the schedule. They're going to be tough to contend with.
Yeah, I mean, they got firepower, putting up so many points. This thing is easily over. Now they can just chillax, go back to the locker room, know they're going to get the victory.
On second down, he's looking downfield. Pulls it in. It's Bernard. Alabama will get the first down. Nice route, nice catch by this receiver. What's important for a quarterback throwing the in route to a guy in the slot?
Well, I think he has to have great timing, and I think the receiver needs to get his right depth so that they know exactly where each other is going to be and when the ball is going to be in the air. These two have outstanding timing with one another.
And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down. He'll come out throwing on first down. He's got it on the move. Oh, he gave him the limp leg. Touchdown, Alabama! And the stomping has commenced.
Man, you knew this one was over already, but how about an exclamation point to go with it? Another score for this offense. They've had themselves a great day, and the stats just continue to pile up.
Quick work on that scoring drive, just 4 plays. And they close the deal with a 16-yard throw for the touchdown. touchdown. And he's coming out of the end zone. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. Offense set on first down. Quarterback will audible. He's looking to throw it. He's taking a deep shot. And he throws his third pick of the day. His head has to be spinning.
This is a beautiful situation for the defense. When you're up by 2+ scores and you're in this situation, you know exactly what is coming. It's going to be a pass. They have to because the clock is their enemy. Great job playing pass, forcing the interception, almost
going deep. And this is dropped. Incomplete pass. He had a huge gain in his fingers and he couldn't hold on. Second and 10, he'll throw again. He'll take another shot here. One last incompletion, and that'll do it. Well, they say you win a few, you lose a few, and some get rained out. Would have been good for this team if this one had gotten rained out because they lost badly.
Yeah, not a lot to be too.
I got his name. He ain't gonna make me go head to head. Y'all can't hear me. Why y'all can't hear me? You're okay. Had to cut my volume up, so please won't do all that talking. Like you did just play with that. Be for real.
Who said Bama versus BYU though? That's a whole mission.
That's how they play. I feel like if you got to get into a one-some team, you're not that good. You're not that good. And then he chew clock like the whole game. I ain't even want to play. At that point, I wasn't even playing for real no more. But when you play ranked games online, that's what they do.
Welcome to Nashville, Tennessee, Music City, USA, and home to the Commodores of Vanderbilt, who hope today they will hit all of the right notes. And boy, do we have a fun one ahead. Top 10 teams, target on their back, going on their road and right into the snake pit. As we'll see, the number 6 team in the country, the Texas Longhorns, taking on another team from the SEC, the Vanderbilt Commodores. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started.
How do you get on the headset to a nigga you don't know? Yeah, you got that. Come on, say the weed and stuff. You said all this gay stuff, but I was going with
The Longhorns will kick it away to start us off.
I was driving the ball
From a couple of yards deep, he'll bring it out. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff.
Let me put these burners in. Dylan and Bell.
My first couple months, I ain't gonna lie. I gotta get my feet up on it. Look on the computer. Let's see this. Like, I don't want to play with Bama, man.
Yeah.
Bama, Georgia, South Carolina. Like, I like the little, I like the little level team.
Everybody want to play with Bama. Or you see, they got like Texas, Georgia, Ohio State.
He'll be stopped at the 17. And the Commodores will hustle to the line.
Well, it wasn't great field position to start with, and it's getting worse now. The defense gets us.
He's going to go down, and he's in his own end zone. It's going to be a safety.
Oh, and how about this defense? Understanding where they are in the field. They got a chance to put points on the board, and they do.
Looking for a block. It's Bolden.
They're doing nothing.
And the Texas offense will take over. 1st and 10.
Here comes the offense on 1st down. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Give to the running back. Runs through a tackle. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
And those physical runs take a toll. It might not be a big game now, but down the road, 3rd, 4th quarter, late in the ball games, they tend to turn into bigger runs.
Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Back to throw. It's Ewers. Unloads to the wideout. A strike downfield. Really nice job there by both guys, the throw and the catch, to work that defense and get the 1st down.
That's a really nice-looking catch, you know, and it's shocking when you think about Texas Longhorn football. Not a lot of names jump out at you when you think about great wide receivers here, right? Yeah, Roy Williams, Jordan Shipley, not too many. This guy, though, I think has a chance to be special. This guy could go down in Texas history as one of the all-time greats.
He's run out of bounds, but a big play on that one, and it'll be a 1st down. The Longhorns come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Wide receiver now comes in motion. They'll throw it on 1st down. Not quite in rhythm there. Incomplete.
It leads to 2nd down.
And now on 2nd down for this offense. He'll just keep slinging it. Grabbed in the middle. It's held. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
A nice job by the defense there tackling the catch and smothering the tight end. They know this offense is going to try to find him in the passing game in a lot of different situations. That time, perfect coverage, and nice job bringing the big guy down. Not easy to do.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Dances away. And he is corralled short of the line to gain.
I just don't know how you go wrong with bringing more speed on the field in 3rd down situations. You go dime, you bring 6 defensive backs on the field. Now that you have better guys to cover, but when that QB goes into scramble mode, I got a bunch of fast little guys that can catch him, get on the ground, set up the 4th down and short.
And the field goal unit will stay put as the head coach decides to go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Got it past the marker. He's out of bounds, but not before picking up enough for the 1st down.
That's a great example of the receiver knowing exactly where the 1st down marker is. He got the depth he needed to get, so once he was able to make the catch, he already knew he had it. Now, a fresh set of downs.
He's on that.
And he tries to get away, but he cannot. He's taken down. He'll lose a couple.
And that is a huge play for the defense. Offense has it in your red zone. You're trying to knock them out of field goal range. The only way you do that is by creating negative plays, and they get the sack.
And wings it incomplete.
And that's just a huge missed opportunity on offense. QB missed his guy wide open in the end zone. You might not get another clean look like that in the rest of this.
He's got it in the end zone. Touchdown, Texas.
Really nice job by the quarterback there of just letting the play develop. He had his eyes down in the middle of the field, and I think when he saw that deep middle area vacated, he said to himself, I've got a guy running right into that area, throwing this thing on time, and this is going to be a touchdown. That's exactly what happened.
And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown.
Number 15, set to advance on the football.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. bring up a safety, Jesse.
Yeah, that was ungood the last time they had the ball. So they got to do something here offensively to get into a rhythm, running and throwing the football. Try to find that consistency, Dave.
And try to find something positive with this offense. Forget about the safety. Those don't happen very often. Try to get some first downs together. Get some good mojo going.
Coming out on first down with the play fake. Hit as he throws. Can't find his man as he took a shot trying to deliver that football, and it'll be second down. They'll be able to get off one more play before quarter's end. Handoff to the lone back. They stop him cold, maybe gets a yard to the 34. Looking to throw, it's Pavia. He's going up top. And that one's incomplete. They were just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's fourth down. I know you want to keep the ball away from the other offense, but going for it inside your own 40? On fourth down, they'll throw for it. And that ball is live in the backfield. Oh, the loose ball recovered by the offense, but they don't have enough for the first down. It'll be a turnover on downs.
Man, and this is why you practice 5 points of pressure with the football. You cannot put the ball on the ground. Doesn't matter how many defenders are around you or how hard you get hit. You cannot turn the football over and expect to win games.
He got a bunch and looked close to getting a lot more, but he's got the first down.
And here we go. If you're an offense, you got to get that ground game going so you can have some balance, and then you give it to your quarterback, Palmer, and let him make some plays down the field later on.
Yeah, exactly. And coming into this game, this offense knew they were going to have to some way, somehow, at least establish a
Got enough space, and he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Longhorns!
Number 23 with the carry.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And the extra point will tack another one onto this lead. They didn't have a whole lot of real estate in front of them when they took over possession, but they wasted no time. Couple of plays into the end zone.
I've been in a real bad slump, so I gotta get out.
And he's going to try to return this one. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Vanderbilt has it back and heading out to go on the attack. What a turn that last drive was. Didn't pick up the fourth down, and it led to the scoring drive, David.
And those are frustrating because you think you might get points and then your defense gives up points. This has got to be a complementary football type deal. The offense now needs to provide a little spark and give this defense some hope.
No doubt, David. They got to turn the page, and they've got to play with a little bit more urgency here, knowing they've got to get that one back and put a good drive together.
Extending the play. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15. It's third down now, and they ought to be able to get off one more play before the 2-minute warning. Looking downfield, it's Pavia. He lobs one high down the left side. And he makes the grab and gets...
I called it. I called it.
What a job for a huge gain there. So he took a chance by using a timeout on the challenge, and it comes back to bite him. We'll see if he needs that timeout later. Looking to go up top on first down. How about that play to get a hand in there and force the incompletion?
Yeah, that's a good play on the ball. Get his hand up and get the tip, get the deflection. The ball bounces up in the air, falls to the ground. Incomplete pass.
And the quarterback will take a sack back at the 36. IndyCar tempo as they head to the line for this third down play. Clock running. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Gonna take a shot, and it falls incomplete, and the offense is lucky to have it. Defender right there almost had it in his grasp.
And the offense got themselves in a tough situation. Third and long, so hard to execute, especially when the field starts to shrink. But the good news is they got a field goal in their back line.
Defense trying to keep this offense from getting a line on who to block. Makes the grab, and he's got the first. And he cruises his way to the house. Touchdown, Doors! Now they'll line up for what they hope is automatic. And with the extra point, every little bit counts as they get closer.
TikTok got the high block or something?
All
Come on, bro.
fair catch called for and made. And here come the horns. They've got it again on offense. Guys, it's been an entertaining first half and not a lot of time left to put some more points on the board.
No, but you got this possession right here to maybe go into the half tied up. So good first half, but a great way, Jesse, to end this first half.
Yeah, you'd love to take that momentum into the second half. And listen, this offense practices 2-minute every single week for this exact situation. They'd love to be able to go generate a few more points before taking it into the locker room.
He's run out of bounds, but not before. Turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down. Dropping back, it's Ewers. Fires to the wideout. Got a man in the middle. And they got the defense on that one, and they get it to the 29-yard line. The Longhorns racing to the line in the hurry-up. Back to the air one more time. Right down the middle. Got him downfield. Gets it inside the 5, down to the 4, and it'll be first and goal.
My goodness, this offense has got it rolled. They might put up a 50-burger. This defense, they don't have any answers right now. They're going to have to figure something out.
And the Longhorns trying to pay off the threat on first and goal. He's looking to pass. Got it! And he was straining for the goal line, but the defense stopped him short.
I love offenses and quarterbacks that are willing to take the easy stuff. Take those easy throws that are guaranteed to get positive yards. Yeah, I'm going to take big shots down the field too. But don't forget, it's easier to pick up 2nd and 5, 3rd and 5 than it is when we start getting those long yardage situations.
We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. 3rd and goal for the offense. They'll put the tight end in motion. Trying to surge it in. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. They'll have to settle for a field goal attempt. Splits the uprights, it's good. And now the lead is even bigger. So they get the field goal, now about to kick it away, and you get a stop here, and you go to halftime feeling really good about things. And he takes this from inside the 5. And the returner will be brought down. Vanderbilt has the ball again, and here comes that Commodore offense. Now they're backed up here, Jesse. Wonder how aggressive they're willing to be.
I think it's going to come down to how much confidence they have in this quarterback and his decision-making, because you cannot throw an interception at this part of the field with this little time left.
And I think that's conversations you've had with a young fella on the sidelines, being like, what are you comfortable with right here that we can run? Maybe stay aggressive, but make sure I don't make that mistake.
Looking for a man. It's Pavia. Unloads to the right. Takes the grab. And they pick up a better than 30 yards on that completion before the defense brings him down. There's a timeout called as this offense tries to find a way to draw a little closer. Quarterback changing the plays at the line. He's going to pass. Dances away to buy time. And he's left with no option but to throw it away.
Know the situation, know the game of football, right? When I start to get outside the pocket, I don't see anything there. I can throw the ball away. I don't have to take a sack, get a lost yardage play. I can just throw the ball out of bounds.
Lets it fly. Incomplete. They took a shot to wrap up the half and came up empty.
That's the end of the first half. With the score,
The Commodores will kick it away first and we'll start the second half. He'll bring it out. It's Bolden. That is a decision he will likely regret. He brings it out of the end zone and he's knocked down at the 10. The Longhorns sending the offense back onto the field. They had this lead to start the third quarter because of the passing game. Didn't get a lot done on the ground.
They did, but the quarterback is in a rhythm. That was obvious in the first half. And so this first drive, you want to continue that. You want to see good decision-making. You want to see him playing on time. And as always, delivering the football with accuracy.
I mean, I don't know how I don't give him the football. It's the reason I built the lead. He's the guy that I can trust. This offense is built around him. So I expect more of the same here in the second half.
They're getting this guy lathered up. Not much there. Picked up a couple to the 22.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
Wide out in motion. Looking downfield. It's Ewers. He's got his man. He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short.
I like the slot receiver because he gives his quarterback a good option working the middle of the field. He's a nice weapon in this offense.
Ball sitting right at the 30. It'll be third and short. They'll try to get the first through the air.
There we go.
And the pass hits, picked off. And they'll drag him down after a good return on the interception. Not only a great play, but tremendous discipline by this sophomore to make the pick. Vanderbilt has it back and heading out to go on the attack. Getting some heat. No more time to throw. Quarterback is sacked at the 35. And the Commodores want to pick up the tempo.
Man, I think this quarterback needs to take his offensive line out for dinners more often because they're not protecting him. And sometimes it doesn't even look like they're trying. That now the 6th sack of the game for this defense.
Third play of the drive, and they need to make something happen here on third and long. Throws to the wideout.
He was open.
And they'll miss the connection here on third
He
down.
was open.
Nice job by the defense. They're mixing up their look. They're
That
third
was
and
a
long
horrible
in field
throw.
goal range. They go zone coverage. So everybody on the back end has the eye on the quarterback, and they're able to break on the ball, force the incompletion.
Defense showing plenty of pre-snap movement of their own. Quarterback checking off. On fourth down, they're taking to the air. Throws for the end zone. And it's incomplete, and the defense stands tall and gets off the field.
Great coverage on that fourth down play. Nice job blanketing the receiver out wide. The defense, you could tell, they knew they were going for it. They had a game plan. They get the big stop and turn it over to their offense.
Finally stopped at the 46 after a 15-yard
This
gain.
stupid game,
When the
man.
running back gets going and gets ahead of steam like that, so hard to get to the ground. That's why you blitz. That's why you bring pressure. That's why you bring more guys in the box so you can get him before he gets going. But once he got going, you could tell it was hard to get a hand on him, hard to get him to the ground.
And he runs through one tackle and picks up a few.
I know it's sexy to throw the football, but if you can pound it away and get these kind of gains, they will just add up, wear the defense down, get first downs, and ultimately get some points.
8-yard pickup on first down leaves them with second and short. From the gun, to give, looking for room. They finally make the stop, but the big run is plenty to move those sticks for the first down.
Man, who says you can't run up the middle anymore, right? Everybody thinks, I got to make big plays. I got to go way out to the left, way out to the right, way out in space. Nope, right down the middle, nice blocking. How about the running back? You could tell the speed, the wheels, does a great job getting down the field, making a huge rushing play.
And the Longhorns getting set on first and 10. Pre-snap motion in the backfield. Now they'll run it to the right here. Relying on that running game, and it works for about 3 yards to the 31.
Brings up second down. That's the end of the third quarter of play. With the score, Texas 18, Vanderbilt 7.
Second down here as they go back to work after the break. Looking for a man. It's Ewers. Flips it out in the flat. Finds a crease at the 20. Touchdown, Texas! That is the ultimate grab and go for the score. The offense flexes its muscle a bit and widens the gap.
Take a little exhale. You know,
Chad.
you did your job. You got points. Now you
Done with this game, Chad.
Hey, go out and get another stop. We're
Get
in
my
great
head
shape.
knocked
So the
around
offense
for the
definitely
past
taking care of
week.
business.
I'm in the bad slump. Yo, what it do, bro? Been getting dog walk again.
They'll line up to go for 2. He wants to throw it. Into the end zone for the 2-point conversion as they extend the lead.
And makes the score.
About to kick it away after scoring the touchdown.
I'm so done with this crap, bro. I would start just playing shooting games.
The returner will field it and try to set up his offense in great field position.
done with sports
Not a
games.
lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Vanderbilt has the ball again, and here comes that Commodore offense. That 4th down gamble didn't pay off on the last drive, and it led to giving up a scoring drive, David. Oh, he's going to try to hit him deep. And that'll be incomplete. Man, that would have been a big hitter on first down. Second down's coming up.
And it's just been that kind of day for this quarterback and this offense, guys. They have never been able to get into a rhythm throwing the football. Timing's been off. Accuracy hasn't been great. We've seen some drops. Just not in sync, and that's why they find themselves trailing by a lot right here late in the game.
Well, the quarterback can make a big play when he starts moving around. That, friends, is a busted play.
Offensive line is not blocking, bro.
And that's just the kind of game it's been for this quarterback and this offense. You got a great game plan all week long. You're watching it throughout practice. You think you're going to have a chance to light up the scoreboard, but they're just not able to hook up. You got to give this defense a ton of credit. They've done a great job.
Reels it in down the
Now
left
they call a
side.
flag.
And the runner is down, and so is a flag.
Now they
So
call
he
a
just
flag.
lost
South
track of
Carolina
where the
State
line of
referee.
scrimmage was. The illegal forward pass will wave off the play. Penalty will be accepted. They're throwing for it on 4th down. Looking to scramble. Can't complete the long throw in the...
Done with this crap, bro.